Hey there, Steve Gamache with another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review. And what we have this time is the Fuji Cutlery Narihira Honesuki 150mm knife. So these knives, you can read about them on the site. They are made in China and then finished off in Japan. The steel on them is 4116 stainless. Heat treats probably about 58, maybe 59 Rockwell. They are mono steel in construction, so this is one piece of steel that's cut and stamped and then ground down. They have pretty consistent, I would think the weights and dimensions are going to be pretty consistent from knife to knife, but let's take a look at what this particular one is. It is 164 grams or 5.8 ounces. The edge length is right about 6 inches on the money, or 152 millimeters. Overall length about 275 millimeters or 10.8 inches. And thickness-wise, they're pretty typical for this thickness for a Honesuki. This one's about 2.4 millimeters thick at the back and then about 2.1 halfway down. And we're pretty much there until we hit kind of the grind of the knife. You get that kind of angled tip, typical of this style of blade. Fair amount of meat behind the edge there, so it doesn't get super skinny, which isn't always really what you want anyway in this style of blade. And then here's the back. So again, it doesn't get super skinny, but a lot of that has to do with this style of blade. These are a little bit asymmetrical on the grind itself at the edge, but I'd say maybe 70 right, 30 left in terms of symmetry. But this is not a knife you're going to worry too much about steering on because of the task that it does. The 39.3 is what I got on the back heel height. And then handles are a black micarta handle, which is just about bulletproof material. So it's super material for handle. Does not really, it's very dimensionally stable and just about bulletproof. And you got a full tang there, stainless rivets. You've got a kind of integrated style bolster. Fit and finish on these, it's decent. It's, I'd say, good. The back choil can be a little sharp, and just kind of general fit and finish. You can tell that they're kind of done a little quickly, but that's to match a price point. So if you're looking to get into something, or you want to try a unique style knife like for this, for taking down poultry, you know, this is a great value because it's a knife where you're not, you know, concerned about some aspects that you might on a 210, 240 Gyuto kind of knife, but just, you know, good all over knife. And again, I have not used the steel, so I can't comment on edge retention or anything like that. But I'd say good fit and finish on the blade. The handle has, you know, rivets are a little proud, and you can see kind of some kind of more quickly done finish work on it. But overall, it's smooth and it does the job nicely. Out of the box edge, I'd say maybe 5 out of 10. You could probably get these a little bit sharper, I'm sure. Let's take a look at, well, let's get our beauty shot here. So these have a, you know, kind of machine finishing to them. And then you can see that you've got screened in kanji on the right side of the blade. There's some polishing as you get down towards the blade road, or I should say the blade edge. So they've kind of thinned and polished that edge. Here is the left side of the blade. Pretty much plain vertical finish marks on it. They've taken a little bit off the spine corners, and the choil, they've done a little bit on that. Probably could do a little more if you wanted to, but it's adequate at this point. Again, this knife is fairly stiff and stout. That's the purpose of the blade. That's what characteristics it should have. Here is what the edge profile looks like. This knife can do some board work, although this one's a little thicker at the edge than some. But here's what the edge profile looks like on it. So just a good no-nonsense knife for a particular task, especially if you want to try something out like that and you don't want to spend a lot of money if you don't like the style. This is a good option. So anyway, interesting line that Mark has brought in at Chef Knives to Go. So this is the Fuji Cutlery Narihira Honesuki 150mm knife.